Marvel is finally back. Maybe. This past weekend, I went to go see the Thunderbolts with my little brother, who's also a huge Marvel fan. And our expectations were really high just for the fact that they're introducing Marvel Superman, Sentry, also known as Bob. So, one thing I want to mention about that is they use Bob just because he comes off, when you hear Bob, like, there's no allure in Bob. Like, he just sounds boring as hell. So putting that with the most powerful character, arguably in the MCU, is a good contrast to when you actually see him in the movie. Like, all right, this dude is serious. Did Marvel show that they still got it? I would have to say, sort of. Here's the reason why. Plot of the story is basically Yelena, Black Widow's sister, is basically trying to find her purpose. I would say this movie is mostly about her. And she gathers around with other fugitives that are working for Valentina, and they come together to basically form a team called the Thunderbolts. During their encounters, they meet Bob, who is the Sentry, and he also is a guinea pig of sorts to Valentina. What they don't realize is the way Bob became Sentry is because he was experimented on for the new super soldier serum. And this time though is like, this super soldier serum is on crack. Apparently it's 10 million exploding suns. The power of 10 million exploding suns. I don't even know how you can even fathom what that even looks like, but that's essentially what's in the serum that they gave Bob. However, they happen to give the serum to possibly the worst candidate that you could possibly find, for the fact that Bob has extensive history in mental health issues. He has deep-rooted trauma that's affected him in his entire life. Drug addict, abusive parents, literally all packed into one, basically packed into Clark Kent. Imagine if Clark Kent had abusive ass parents and also did drugs. Forget about Ma Kent, Pa Kent. That's literally who Sentry is. And with that combination, the oversight that Valentina had is the fact that he develops another alter ego, which is called the Void, who basically is just the evil version of Sentry, and he has no knowledge of this. Whenever he transforms into the Sentry, he has no recollection of being this villain, and the whole point of the movie is to fight this guy. So when you see Sentry, you're like, so who is about to beat his ass? Nobody. That's the thing, like, nobody. So from the jump, already knowing this, you already anticipate that they're going to have to be really creative to defeat this villain. Positives about this movie is, one, it was a breath of fresh air in terms of quality. I would say they definitely put a little more quality into this movie compared to the previous movies that they put out. Secondly, the emotional depth was really good in this movie, which is literally, in my opinion, the only reason why it did well. Just for the deep story of Yelena, Walker, Taskmaster, and Bob, and also Red Guardian, all their stories combined, had really good emotional depth, where it didn't feel like a cheap, thrown out project that they've been doing recently. So that was a really good positive about the movie. Another really good positive about the movie is just that entire scene with Sentry. They gave us a small glimpse of how powerful this dude is, and it's literally, you're like, all right, bro, he has to have the Void. Like, if he didn't have the Void, he would just be too overpowered and it just would be boring. So, you know, Marvel is very strategic when they introduce characters. They have to give you slight hints, slight tastes of them, and then it builds up to whatever their future projects are. I would say the negatives in this movie was the fact that there just wasn't enough action for me. Like, there just wasn't enough action, and I understand, you know, there's only so much action you can do with people that don't have powers, and also with the upcoming movies, I don't think they want to give too much of Sentry's abilities and dilute his character in the next movies. So, according to some sources, this is gonna be leading into the Fantastic Four. In the post-credit scene, there were two. They shouldn't even put the first one, because that was just like, I don't even consider that a post-credit scene. Just do that at the end of the movie. But you see the Fantastic Four spaceship entering the Earth's atmosphere, and then it leaves there, right? So we obviously know that they're gonna have an encounter with the Fantastic Four and then Doom, and that's how they face off. Overall, this movie, I give it a solid 7.7. It didn't get the 8 for me. An 8 on my scale is really good. I mean, it's very difficult to get a 10 in my scale. I would have to give it the closest thing to a 10 to me would have to be Endgame and Spider-Man 2 for Tobey Maguire. Those are, well, one is nostalgia and one is an OG. You can't beat that. And secondly, I mean, who can say Avengers Endgame wasn't one of the best movies to ever be made? Another positive in the movie was there was definitely some good comedy in there. I mean, Red Guardian, as you guys know, he's a character. He definitely brings some life. Obviously Walker, he brought some good energy and humor into the movie as well too. Him and Red Guardian's relationship is very funny. All these characters fit really well. Oh, another positive is, thank God they didn't choose Steven Yeun to be the Sentry. Like, when I first heard about that, I was like, all right, just turn it off. Turn it off! Like, yes, this guy is doing really good right now in the movie scene, but we just need to stick to the source material and have characters who actually look like the comic book characters play those characters on screen. And thank goodness they changed it to Louis Pullman, who did a really good job of displaying Sentry. And you know, he might be one of our favorites in these next upcoming movies, just for the fact that he's basically the first guy that can go par to par with Hulk and Thor. I mean, there hasn't been any other guy. He damn near might be above those guys. So having an extremely powerful character is always gonna bring eyes to a film. Other than that, I would say this movie was fairly decent. If you are someone that's been watching the past productions of Marvel, then this will be a good refresher, in the sense that they've definitely put a little more effort, more time, a little more quality into this film to lead up to Fantastic Four, Doomsday, and then Secret Wars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like and a follow. Really appreciate it. And until next time.